friends, in this chapter we are going to learn the different types of markets, and the most important thing that we are going to learn in this topic, that is the price determination under perfectly competitive market. This is a very important concept. How prices are determined under the different types of markets, that is the core subject matter of our microeconomics. Since prices are determined by the interaction between demand and supply, therefore we have studied the demand analysis and supply analysis. Demand analysis means the analysis of consumers behavior, and supply analysis means the analysis of producers behavior. And now we are going to see exactly how prices are determined under the different types of markets, but in this chapter we are going to see only how prices are determined under perfectly competitive market. So before we go to discuss all these things, it is quite necessary to understand the meaning of market. In general, market refers to a particular place or locality where goods are sold and purchased. That particular locality or that particular place is known as a market. But in economics, we expect a different meaning of market. Market does not mean a place where goods and services are bought and sold. So what is meant by market in economic sense? Market refers to an arrangement through which buyers and sellers come into contact of each other. Market is an arrangement, ही एक व्यवस्था है through which buyers and sellers come into close contact of each other, that may be directly or indirectly. That close contact between the buyers and sellers may be directly or indirectly, and the exchange of goods and services takes place among them. So market does not mean a place where buyers and sellers are coming together and buying and selling goods and services. That particular place is not referred as market in economic sense. So what is meant by market? Market is an arrangement through which buyers and sellers come into close contact of each other, directly or indirectly. They may come into contact of each other directly or indirectly. If suppose we are getting into contact of seller by the way of internet, by the way of mobile phone, by the way of telephone, then it is an indirect contact between the buyer and sellers. Nowadays we are purchasing many things online, so there is no direct contact between the buyers and sellers, but still the buying and selling is happening there. That arrangement through which we are coming into close contact of each other, that is called as a market. So online, Flipkart, Amazon, these are also the markets. Okay, so to become market of any product, it does not require a particular place, as well as it does not require a particular time. At any time, at anywhere else, the market of a product can exist. Even at our home, if buyers and sellers are coming together, and if they are buying and selling something else, if they are exchanging goods or services, with money at home, then the market of that product will exist there. So market means an arrangement. Market does not mean a place. Okay, one more definition is given here by Professor Cournot, Augustine Cournot. He is a well-known economist. According to Professor Augustine Cournot, market refers to the whole of any region. It refers to the whole of any region. हा एक विस्तीर्ण भूप्रदेश आहे मार्केट म्हणजे. It refers to the whole of any region in which buyers and sellers are in such a close contact. Buyers and sellers are in such a close contact with one another that the prices of the same goods tend to equal easily and quickly. मार्केट म्हणजे एक असा विस्तीर्ण भूप्रदेश आहे आणि त्या विस्तीर्ण भूप्रदेशामध्ये असलेल्या बायर्स आणि सेलर्समध्ये इतका जवळचा संपर्क आहे, इतका जवळचा कॉन्टॅक्ट आहे की त्यामुळं एकाच वस्तूची किंमत सर्वत्र सहज आणि चटकन समान होण्याची प्रवृत्ती असते. असा विस्तीर्ण भूप्रदेश त्याला आपण काय म्हणत असतो? मार्केट. दॅट इज अकॉर्डिंग टू प्रोफेसर Cournot. Okay, so market does not mean a particular place where goods and services are bought and sold. Market refers to an arrangement, or market refers to the whole of any region in which buyers and sellers are in such a close contact so that the prices of same commodities tends to equal easily and quickly. So to exist the market of any kind of commodity, there are 5 conditions. If these 5 conditions are fulfilled, then the market of any product can exist anywhere else. Which are these 5 conditions to be fulfilled to exist the market of any product? There must be buyers and sellers. There must be what? Buyers and sellers. There must be a particular product to be bought and to be sold. There must be a particular price of the product. There must be a close contact between buyers and sellers, and there must be a perfect knowledge about the market to the buyer as well as to the seller. If these 5 things are coming together, if these 5 conditions are fulfilled, then the market of a product may exist anywhere else. It does not require particular place, it does not require particular time. So this is what about the market. So these 2 definitions you should keep in your mind. First, market is an arrangement, and second, given by Professor Cournot, market is a whole of any region. See, now the market can be classified on the basis of 3 factors. The market can be classified according to the place. It can be classified according to the time, and most important thing, market can be classified according to the competition that exists among the buyers and sellers to buy and to sell the product. So this is a very important type of market, classification of market, that we are going to learn later on. But before, we are going to see the different types of market according to the place. According to the place, there are 3 different types of market: local market, national market, and international market. According to the place. According to the time, there are 4 different types of markets: very short period market, short period market, long period market, and very long period market. And later on we will see the types of market according to the competition. Now see the classification of market on the basis of place. The first type of market is local market. What is meant by local market? See here, local market is a market in which sellers sell and customers buy a product in the region or area in which it is produced. The producer or a seller is producing and selling his product at the place where he is producing it. This is the local market. If suppose I am producing X commodity in Latur and selling it into the Latur only, then it is called as a local market. I am selling it in local market. So very few buyers you will have for your product if you are selling it in your local market. Okay, the sale will be less as compared to national and international market. Now see the second type of market on the basis of place, that is national market. National market is a domestic market in a given country. It is a domestic market in a given country. Each national market is governed by the regulation of its own country. If suppose we are producing and selling our product in Latur district, in whole Maharashtra or out of Maharashtra also, it means we are in a national market. Okay. It is to some extent it is a broader concept than local market. Now international market. International market is a worldwide market in which buyers and sellers trade in goods and services across the national borders. Here the transaction is in between one country to another country with another country of the world. So these are the three different types of market according to the place where goods and services are sold. Now next classification of the market is on the basis of time. Very short period market, short period market, and long period and very long period of market. So very short period, what is meant by very short period? It is a period in which supply is fixed. Very short period is that period in which we cannot adjust the quantity supplied of a commodity according to its demand. We have very short period of time. In that period of time we cannot increase or decrease the quantity supplied of a commodity by changing output level, because of there is a no good enough time. We don't have good enough time to change the level of inputs and to change the level of output. It is completely impossible. Therefore the supply will remain fixed. The supply will be perfectly inelastic in very short period of time. The time period is for a few days or for few weeks, in which the supply of commodity cannot be increased. One most important thing here you should keep in your mind that the supply curve in very short period of time will be vertical straight line like this. See, this is the vertical straight line supply curve. On x axis we have measured supplied quantity of a commodity, and on y axis we have measured price of a commodity. SS is the vertical straight line supply curve showing perfectly elastic supply. Elasticity of supply is 0 here. Either the price increases from OP to OP1 or price falls from OP to OP2. The quantity supplied remains constant at OQ, that is in very short period of time. Okay, so this will be the supply curve, and the price in very short period of time will be influenced by market demand only. Okay, because of here supply is remaining fixed. Now next one, the short period market. Short period is a period of less than 1 year. Short period is a period of less than 1 year. Here we have a chance to change the output level, change the quantity supplied of a commodity to certain extent. Completely we cannot adjust the supply according to the demand, but to certain extent we can change the quantity of variable inputs, and then we can change the output level. Okay, we can change the quantity of labors. By increasing the quantity of labor, we can increase the supply of goods and services in this short period of time. So here the supply curve will be relatively inelastic. It will not like very short period of time. In very short period of time supply curve is perfectly inelastic, that is vertical straight line, but in a short period of time the supply will be relatively inelastic. The supply curve will be steeper, see, like this. Here x axis showing us supplied quantity of a commodity, and y axis showing us price of a commodity. The supply curve will be steeper like this. Sorry, this is a relatively elastic supply curve like this. This is the relatively elastic supply curve showing elasticity of supply less than 1. So this will be the situation in short period of time. Here we have a chance to change the quantity supplied of a commodity. Now what about long period market? In a long period market, all the factors of production and costs are variable. All the factors of production and costs are variable. It means we can change into the variable inputs as well as into the fixed inputs of production. So therefore there is a good enough time we have to adjust the market supply according to the market demand. So here in a long run firms are able to adjust all costs. It is for a few years, generally up to 5 years. So within 5 years we can change the quantity of fixed factors as well as we can change the quantity of variable factors also, and by changing it we can change the output level and we can change the supply of a commodity. So that is the difference between very short period, very short period and long period. So in a long period of time the supply curve will be relatively elastic. Supply curve will be relatively elastic like this. This is the relatively elastic supply curve. Elasticity of supply is greater than 1 here. Okay, this is very short period of time, this is short period of time, and this is the long period of time. Here supply curve is relatively elastic. Now what about very long period? Very long period is a period production time that is so long that all inputs are variable. It is of more than 5 years. If you have more than 5 years, then you can change the almost all factors of production and you can adjust the supplied quantity of a commodity according to the demand fully here, and therefore the supply curve in such a case will be horizontal straight line. It means it will be perfectly elastic, because of here you can change the quantity supplied of a commodity infinitely. So the supply curve will be horizontal straight line like this. This is the horizontal straight line supply curve showing what? Elasticity of supply is infinite. Okay, supply is measured on x axis and price is measured on y axis. So this is the horizontal straight line supply curve showing highly elastic or perfectly elastic supply. So these are the types of markets according to the time period. So this is good enough in this session. In the next session we will see the different types of markets according to the competition.